Mashville the whole time, or we're on FD the whole time. This can be going back and forth.
Well, also, you know, obviously Town and City being such a great stage, we're probably going to see them go to a lot. The both of them are beneficiaries off of that. Now, also, Locus has to be afraid because there is the kill throw in there, too. So you can't just abuse the focus act to get down. And obviously, he does have the up tilt to be able to get some conversions. But if he catches him sleeping, he catches him being a little bit too afraid, holding shield a lot. Because as we know, Leo loves that down beat. So we're probably going to see Locus trying to shield that to make sure he doesn't get caught.
Right.
And then you get scooped up and you get thrown off the top of the stage.
I don't like talking about Freelancer Leo's his disables. So I've asked him about it before. I've asked if there's a legitimate reason why he uses it, why it works. It's because it's supposed to be a tech chase option.
I literally think it's mostly because it's disrespectful way to
kill
absolutely.
Someone,
and he loves that. So moving on, starting right on the FD, pretty interesting neutral stage pick between these two players here. I figured we would end up somewhere around the Town and City or Smashville area. But prove me wrong.
My guess is that there's definitely no gentleman's pick in here. These two are looking to certainly make a statement on whoever wins this. And judging by the fact that there's no platforms, this is all at the ledge.
Locus trying to get that early stock as quick as possible off that neutral air string there. But Freelancer Leo reversing the situation, getting the damage right back up, keeping himself very much in this.
He's looking to just output a lot of safe pressure right now, and I feel like that's what Freelancer Leo needs to do if he wants to make sure that he keeps in the runnings for these percentages. The kill game, yeah, when we get to those kill percentages, it's going to even out a bit. But when it comes to building up that damage, there is no other like Locus in situations like this. His combo game, on top of how creative he can be when under pressure, will really add up to be a devastating matchup for Freelancer.
Yeah, as we were just talking about with the previous players on screen, Locus, another one of those people who has explosive combos when he gets in. But currently looking at being at a deficit here behind 67 to 113. He does need to be very wary of Mewtwo's ability to kill, but Mewtwo is at kill percent, so Leo does need to be careful about going in. Luckily not getting clipped there, only taking the dash attack.
And the Shorty is not going to be able to do it just yet. The percentage is just not there. However, a back air at the ledge is going to be able to allow Locus to take the lead.
Yeah, caught him jumping off the ledge, being a little bit too aggressive, trying to reestablish some kind of presence on stage. Gonna get clipped for it, but the Leo special coming through, getting the down B, and that's gonna be the first stock going to him. Now that he's pulled that out so early, now it's gonna be in Locus's mind and back of his head. Holy crap, that caught me off guard. Let me make sure that don't happen again. Good delay on his recovery too, not getting too framed by that down air.
That was almost a tragic end to game one for Locus, but he's still staying in there, keeping a heavy lead on percentage, but not able to get it just yet with that down air. It seems to be fishing for it pretty heavy. He's going to pay the price for it.
Mewtwo has the ability to get out of that a little bit easier. Oh, had the air dodge read, but unfortunately didn't get the sweet spot or the right positioning to be able to get that kill. But that would have been a great momentum boost for Leo to move him forward into this match here. Both players at a stressful situation here, trying to reestablish some kind of control, and forcing him near the ledge. Forward air can do some damage, but up till Trudy Shoryuken is going to take that first game.
All right, Locus playing with a fire under him as he moves forward, taking that game one in rather convincing fashion.
Yeah, well, I mean, after what happened to him at the ledge there, I'm sure he was realizing he needs to step it up, because last thing you want to do is have that happen to you twice.
Right.
And you know full well that Leo is definitely going to still be using that, even after he already got it. Did a very solid job, though, against Locus. Was going toe-to-toe. He kept the damage up, kept good pressure. We're running it right back to FD. I like the idea. You know, it definitely wasn't the stage that was in the way. It just so happened that he ended up getting clipped.
At the very least, running things back to FD on a stage where things were relatively even is going to allow Freelancer Leo to have potentially better maps at his disposal where he might need it most.
Looked like he was possibly trying to fish for another air dodge there. He was going after the command grab. I like the fact that Leo just makes sure that you know that he's constantly existing near you at the side of the side of stage. I love when people don't let you recover for free, because it forces so much more exerted pressure. Constantly throwing out the down Bs once again, and Locus not falling for it, staying safely out of range.
Back throw just to sort of assert himself at the ledge. He's going to have to build up quite a bit of percentage, though, and this disable's not cutting it for Freelancer Leo just yet. However, being able to match out with these longer-reaching normals is really starting to help, and I feel like it's those qualities of Mewtwo that are going to help Freelancer Leo, and they're rather underappreciated from how we see him perform normally.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like, we haven't seen a whole lot of down tilt usage, or as we just saw there, the short hop aerial air dodge into fair. So I think as the match progresses, he's going to start using a lot more. Right on cue, gets it right there. It's such a great tool that you have to force Ryu to be able to react to and utilizing it properly. Good call on the nair off the side of the stage there, but that air dodge is so good. So many characters would have already been gone, but he keeps getting out of it because of that great air dodge.
A little tail flick, but it's not going to be enough. Locus managing to get his connections in right. Goes for the shorty kill with only 25% built up on him. We're looking at a very similar situation to what we had in game 1.
Yeah, very huge that he didn't eat a lot of damage there. Opting to just go right in and even it up with 2 hits. Good use in the air there, but unfortunately doesn't get the grab to extend the combo. Smart on Locus recognizing that situation, just throwing the hitbox out. Once again, Leo's been doing a progressively better job at keeping Locus at the ledge, where he wants to thrive. He wants to continue to keep that presence over there rather than contest him in center stage where that Shoryuken is an issue.
Going out with the retreating there once again, trying to keep these percentages at a dead even. But ultimately, things are more in favor of Locus. He's been dictating where all of these interactions have been occurring, whether they're center stage, off ledge, or right at the ledge, where Locus has been neatly perched looking to end this fight. But Freelancer Leo staying alive.
You know, I almost have to feel for Locus. The amount of times he's gone for that up tilt near the ledge, and Leo just refuses to die to it. You know, I'm interested to see what he does at some point as maybe a different option. Wait for the air dodge and just go for a fast fall down there himself. But Leo actually getting some damage out and reversing the situation. One fair away from possibly taking this match. Actually, pretty much a grab away, too. He needs to be very careful. Locus needs to be very careful approaching Leo too much right now.
Yes, both characters have entered the range where anything can kill. And if you slide right in and get your kill, you're bringing it right to an even score of 1-1.
Well, then, you know what? Occasionally, you just need to go run up and just do it. Like, he recognized he was getting a little bit antsy, trying to find his way in, called him out on his jump with that long-lasting hitbox from that up smash. Luckily, it seemed like Locus kind of trailed himself in towards it. I don't think he was prepared for that in any way. Most of us wouldn't have been. And Leo's actually going to even this back up. New York is putting on quite the show today.
And definitely the confidence booster from Freelancer Leo as we move on to Game 3 in Battlefield. All this being Locus's pick, this is particularly a good stage for Freelancer Leo. He's performed on very well in the past, has picked into it on purpose. So even though having to kill it later on percentages certainly hampers Freelancer Leo's style of play, as he typically wants to kill off the ceiling blast zone, I feel ultimately this is going to bring things back to a dead even.
Yeah, well, you know, the great thing here, like, it's going to be a problem for Mewtwo to be able to get those early, because finally gets that down air off of the conversion there. Locus refusing to give that up. But yeah, it's very hard because of the fact that now Ryu has a little bit more survivability while still getting that same kill potential off the top.
Locus looking like a man possessed right now. He is playing with so much fervor behind him. A lot of aggressive options, constantly making Freelancer Leo guess and try to match with something, and not being able to really get any type of advantage off the hits that he's managing.
Yeah, for Locus, all this is free rage at the moment, because like even though he's eaten a lot of nairs, it's no way, shape, or form put him in positions that he hasn't been able to reset. Unfortunately for that one, though, he is going to get clipped by that forward air, and Leo is going to even this back up.
Once again, just getting hit with the raw Shadow Ball right out of that first stock. Looks like Leo's just using that just as a matter to, I don't know, almost prove a point. He's just looking to put that damage on for free, not at any cost to him, as he's always passively charging Shadow Ball where he needs to.
Hey, when you have this big burly man running at you, trying to punch you straight in the face to get you out of there, throw that giant psychic ball. It's good. It's a great idea. It's putting. He hasn't really utilized a lot of zoning. He just decides to contest them a lot. But actually taking the lead here and even this back out. Oh, great usage of the nair, but unfortunately, Locus paid attention just long enough and did not blow his jump.
Excellent patience on Locus. Did manage to maintain him at the ledge. However, getting a bit trigger happy has led us to a 2-1 situation with Freelancer Leo.
Well done. Well done. Leo actually reversing all these situations, not really caring so much about these leads he's had, just slowly chipping away, slowly bringing it back, and now utilizing that fair so well. Locus really hasn't had an answer for it, but now going into Game 4, let's see if Locus, the veteran, can manage to bring this back and run it right back to Battlefield, knowing that the potential to kill off the top while also having extra survivability is very huge, but that fair did not care.
No, yeah. Freelancer Leo very quickly changing up the pace, and as you mentioned earlier, his rather unorthodox style of Mewtwo play shows a very large absence of down tilt, an absence of fair pressure. All of a sudden, we're seeing a lot more of that, looking like a traditional Mewtwo, and coming with the power and results to really showcase for it, because Locus all of a sudden looking a lot more of a loss for options out here.
Yes, from what looked like a very confident style of approach that he had against Leo before, is all of a sudden looking very even for Leo. But that great combo extension there, couldn't really get too much else, but that was some good damage to take back the lead. Oh my, I'm trying to go for a little bit more off of there, but that was a great cancel off of the teleport there to get some extra damage.
Locus making sure to be very patient with what option he selects. He knows he can't commit to an aerial that it's not going to trade in his favor. Freelancer Leo with any type of lead at these percentages can turn that into a stock very freely.
I really like the usage that he's been going for with these side Bs at the ledge as well, because Locus has been showing there a lot. Obviously, has one of the best ledge trap abilities in the game. Trying to get some pressure on. Opted to just go back to center stage. Very smart. It was way too frightening with how much momentum Locus had over by the side of the stage there. It's going to get the fair, almost killing off at the top, but managing to make it back down.
A little bit of suspect DI putting Locus in danger, but he's still staying alive. Survivability looking amazing, but he's not going to be able to get that down air kill. Once again, he keeps on threatening with this option, expecting a low recovery. But oddly enough, Freelancer Leo has rather predictably been going for these lateral or higher recoveries. And whether or not that's a matter of matching what Ryu brings to the table or not, I can't really tell. But if at some point Locus catches on, things can get very dangerous for Freelancer Leo, especially as he sits at this stock deficit. Why do I talk?
Hey, you know what? He ends up getting it anyways. And as we saw before, right on, you were talking about the fact that he's starting to catch on to a few things Leo's been going for. Recognize that up smash. Luckily, Leo was able to get yet another fair and even his game back up. And just throwing this out there, Locus is both light went down in winter semis. The other person who's pegged to be very much towards the top, Locus, is currently looking at a 2-1 deficit in winter semis versus Freelancer Leo on his last stock of winter side. Leo getting the down tilt, getting into that nair, and just racking up this damage right here. Oh, but
right for the short of you, but excellent DI is going to keep Freelancer Leo staying alive at 83%. Using the confusion to further his stay at the ledge, but this is where Locus continuously gets his damage, furthers his advantage state.
And luckily for Leo, Old Faithful not killing off the top there. Battlefield actually coming through for the assist for him. But he does need to be very careful. One confirm is death. But as we've seen, oh my god.
Yo, it's been a hot minute since we saw that.
So close to that down B. You're right, he has been backing off the usage of it more, kind of holding it in his back pocket. But is going to get it that time. Locus managing to bear it down and reverse that situation, going into Game 5. Holy crap.
So, Game 5, we've seen 2 games on Final Destination, 2 games on Battlefields. Where do you think the setting is going to take us for the end?
Well, I'm assuming, is DSR in effect?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Not town.
Smashville instead.
Okay. I couldn't figure it out, but definitely not town. Because after what we just saw, Leo definitely doesn't want to die earlier off the top. He hasn't gotten any up throw kills. He hasn't really utilized a lot of throws in general. He's just been matching Locus toe for toe with these hitboxes and eating a lot of damage early off of that.
Not able to pressure at the ledge, almost taking Locus to an early grave.
My heart sank because he got clipped by that neutral B. It's like, oh, this man's about to get spiked. But luckily for him, he was able to get out of it. Once again, getting out of the up tilts into down air. And again, it's just that air dodge has been such a great life-saving tool for Leo.
And to Locus's credit, he is at the very least very determined to get these kills the way that he wants. He's managed to bring Freelancer Leo to 100%, and with that back air, he's not going to be able to clean it out just yet. The forward air from Mewtwo is going to be able to shift his hurt box right back into the stage, keep Freelancer Leo alive a little bit longer, but look at this percentage deficit.
I'm not going to lie. I feel like Leo has that plot armor DI going for him of late, because most of the time you see Mewtwo die to a lot of these hits, and this man has been living. That Mewtwo looking a little bit thick, but now we're looking at a Mewtwo at 125%. If Locus happens to be a little bit too antsy over by the side of the stage, he's going to eat one of these fairs. Oh, but that is not going to be a hard punish.
Messing up the jab. We see the crowd popping off in agony as Freelancer Leo not able to close it out just yet. Both of these players reaching deadly percentages.
Good movement on his part and some defense to just get away from that ledge and manage to get himself back to center stage. As we see both players not trying to be overcommittal and see which one breaks first. Any strong hitbox from Locus will take this out, but
there you go.
Just
How about strong jab?
Kick. That's not something you see too often, but great call out as an anti-air tool there, looking like Street Fighter.
Gotta go for those anti-air normals.
Well, that back air is going to regain some kind of good stage positioning. Going really deep trying to go for that. Locus managing to make it back. Woo! Oh, my God. Okay.
All right, some spicy movement from both sides of the field, but both players managing to put their feet back on terra firma. And 125% in counting built up onto Locus. This is starting to look like a runaway game, very different from the previous 4 that we've seen, as Locus is refusing to let go of any of the momentum that he's garnered.
Well, something we talked about earlier that he has not utilized. He really needs to get one of these up throws ASAP. There it is, right on cue.
Yeah, you're reading from the script perfectly, my guy.
But, like I said, I asked, he delivered. If that was the one thing he needed for himself, really bad. Oh my God! He just
My man just rocketed into the sky as Freelancer Leo finds himself in winners finals. Locus respectfully waiting for the handshake.
Wow.
My man lost his glasses on the way up.
Wow.
I popped off for my man.
You know what? Well-deserved pop-off. Very well-deserved. The fact that he was able to reverse that situation.
Ah, yes, my boy is chanting the classic FNY.
Hashtag FNY esports.